here who are watching today.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about why be sick, take control of your health.
Yes.
So I know I read what you do as far as helping women manage their health and their lifestyle and their wellness and everything. So we want to really kind of hone in on a specific topic today within why be sick, take control of your health, right? So
Yes.
let's go ahead. I want you to go ahead and segue into um, first, who is Sarita Fox outside of what I've actually read.
Uh-huh.
And let's talk about your why for the topic today.
Well, women are so special and so intricate that, as a woman, I just see things that we as women we could do better because we're trying to please everybody else and what we do as far as makeup and things like that. So it's like women are beautiful without all the extras. Sometimes we do need a little extra something to make us look fabulous. But for the most part, we are just wonderful beings that a little enhancement will not hurt us. And so I love to see women excel in their beauty, but inner beauty so that it'll reflect on the outside. So I'm all about health and I've loved health and I just want to see people healthy. I hate to see people sick and that's my why. So, if you don't have to be sick, then you don't have to because there's things out there to help us. And so that's my whole mission now is like to see people healthier and enjoy their life.
Awesome, awesome. And I know in our, conversations and everything about centering around this topic and the specifics of that you really want to hone in on is, working with women who are over 40,
Right.
who are in that time of their lives where they are experiencing change. So how does it, because we were talking about women entrepreneurs, and I know with women we have to like balance everything that's happening in our lives externally as well as internally.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things when it comes down to perimenopause and menopause that can impact a woman's health or even mindset?
Your hormones. I mean, everything's about hormones. We are just a whole bundle of hormones. And so they start really acting up, I said 40, actually 40, 45 and over. And we'll start noticing changes that before were no big deal. You start gaining weight where before it was easy to get off. I can speak for myself. It was nothing for me to eat everything I want to. At one time, my brother-in-law said, he said, Sarita, you're the most eatingest little person I know that never gains weight because my metabolism was just like that. So whatever I ate just left. But as I got older, it was harder. So I could eat and just enjoy myself. And it's like, oh, my pants are tight. So your body shifts because all the elements of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. We start losing some of that, and as we start losing it, we have a whole lot of changes going on in our bodies. So, sleep and things like that. So it makes a difference, and the change is real. And many people don't get the same symptoms as others. Some do, but it's a journey we all do.
And let's talk about that sleep part. Because already as women, we're going to try to burn both ends of the candlestick, right? So even if
Yes.
you're not in that phase of life, but even if you are and you're starting to, tell us there's some things happening, and it comes down to, oh wow, why can I can't go to sleep? What are some ways that will help, minimize the impact, or, are there supplements? Are there teas people can take to help balance that out for people?
Oh yeah, you see over here to my, I guess to my right, it says rest. Very important.
Yes.
Yeah, sleep and rest very important. But the first thing that I notice is the mind. If we
Mhm.
go to bed with everything on our mind is still racing. We're still trying to figure out what to do. Oh, I need to do this. I forgot to do this. It's just settle down. You should always have a pad and a pen. That doesn't make you old, but it just makes that you're organized. Get it out of your head. Okay, this is what I need to do. This is who I need to call, and da 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 da. All of that, and let your brain rest so that when you lay down, you're still not thinking about things you need to do.
Mhm.
That is very important. And then go to bed earlier. I say that talking to myself. Go to bed. Go to bed earlier, an hour earlier. I'm we eating easing myself back to go to bed early and
Mhm,
early, early. But you have to know how many hours of sleep that you need so you can have a good sleep, a REM sleep. For me, it's about 7 hours.
mhm.
So that makes a difference as well. So that plus what you're eating before you go to bed. Don't drink stimulants. If you drink tea, some chamomile or something soothing. And there are supplements actually that will help you to calm down because you want to be calm. You don't want to be on your screens. Get off the
Mhm.
computer, stop looking at your cell phone, just relax, do some deep breathing. All of that just helps your body go, you know, get yourself ready.
Now, I know that, you know, pro proestrone, right? I think I pronounced it correctly. Helps to or kind of impacts the sleep disturbance.
Yeah.
So, will those techniques and or supplements help to balance out the proestrogen?
Absolutely. Yeah, there are certain ones that do it and, certain companies, but I have access to ones that will. We have a whole sleep system that will help you to relax so that the body can, it's like, okay, because everything is the brain. The brain is kind of paying attention, and one thing, your mouth is makes a difference. So you can't say, I can never get to sleep on time or I can never get a good rest.
Mhm.
Change that. It's like, let your body know, let your brain know we're gonna have a good night's sleep. And before you go to bed, it's like, I'm so looking forward to this good sleep. So you tell your brain, like, we're gonna sleep tonight. That's it. But yeah, there are some great supplements out there, and I have access to some as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, because I know, like for myself, I'm one of those type of people that, and I'm quite sure a lot of other women out here are watching can attest. Like, sometimes we're thinkers,
Hmm.
and our mind can just go and go about, what's the next step we're going to take in our business. Oh, I don't know what it is about me. I get more creative at night. So I know I can't sleep. I'm
Yeah.
on Canva. Okay, I'm going to do this until my eyes get sleepy. And then I'll go ahead and I'm like, oh, my eyes are getting heavy. I try to close my eyes and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I got this another idea. And I'll pop open again. Like that is me. But I
Yeah.
know that what I strive to do is, minimize that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't always happen, but I try to. And I'm just like, hey, if you can't sleep, you might as well be productive. Because eventually you're gonna put yourself to sleep. But and in the most cases, I'm that one that, next thing you know, it's like 3 in the morning sometimes. But
Yeah.
then there's times where it's like, okay, your body itself is going to say, wait a minute,
Yeah.
you're trying to function, and it's like I can't do it. So the only thing that's really working is your brain
Yeah.
versus your body, and it's going to lay you down or give you some type of impact on how you feel,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yeah.
what would you say? I know you said that you do have some supplements, so I would
Mhm.
say let's kind of go into some of the supplements a little bit more, because I do know some things kind of help balance you out. I know
Yeah.
for me, I take magnesium before I go to sleep.
Mhm.
And so what are some other ones?
Well, magnesium, that's a good point. A lot of people are deficient in magnesium. That's one of the things between vitamin D, magnesium. But the key is that how much are you taking? And magnesium, all of them have what we call cofactors. So if you're not taking the right magnesium or the right portion of it for your body to use it the way it's supposed to,
Mhm,
then you really are defeating the purpose, because we know at night when we sleep, the body restores and repairs itself. And so we have a system where we help you get the right amount, and our supplements are based on per body weight,
mhm,
so that you're not taking more than you need, for someone who's 125 pounds versus somebody who's 240.
mhm,
You're going to need a little bit more on the higher side. But I had actually a client years ago. She said, I need some magnesium. And she went online and she bought some stuff, but she took too much. So it made her sleep during the day. She was so sleepy. I was like, well, I wanted to say duh, but I was like, I didn't. I was like, well, because you're that's too much for you, but you don't know how much to take. So that's one of the reasons why. But progesterone, magnesium is good
mhm,
before you go to bed. But the key is that you can still override that by thinking. So
mhm.
again, you being a thinker and other people out there that are thinkers, yeah, get your pen and stuff. and you know the things that you want to be doing, your Canva expert and things like that. It's like let your creative minds let your
Yes.
creative mind flow earlier, and then you tell yourself, I'm going to bed by a certain time. Like I said, I'm preaching to the choir. I'm going to bed by a certain time. And so that that's like, okay, I got to get this done by this time. And then your body will comply. Your brain will comply because you're telling it, we're going to do this before I go to bed.
Hmm.
And it's amazing how that works.
All right, you guys. So all your, and I know somebody, Dr. Lisa said she loves Canvas sleep therapy. So all our Canvas sleep therapy folks out there like me, okay, let's discipline ourselves. Set a time. And it's easy to set that time for yourself, but you have to set that time to discipline
Yeah.
yourself to tone your mind down. Like if a
Exactly.
thought comes in, like for me, I have to work on that. So for me, it's like I can think about things on that time, like early, and try to
Mhm.
calm it down, but a new idea is going to come,
Yeah.
So it's like I'll have to kind of like just really quiet my mind down. I do work on that.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? We have control over our bodies, and that's what we don't realize. You have control over your body. So when you start telling your body what we're going to do this, you'd be amazed at how that works.
Well,
So
I'm
I'm a
going to put it,
challenge. I'm gonna
okay.
challenge you on that one.
Okay, us late night thinkers, we're on the challenge. Okay. I'm not going
Yes.
to do this by myself. So I'm gonna check in with y'all. Make sure y'all, yeah, I got your email. So I'm going to check in with you.
And look,
Okay.
and maybe we can have like a little 5-day challenge and see who gets to sleep better. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know it works.
That would be really good. Okay, so cognitive function. Since we're
Hmm.
talking about thinking and sleeping and everything,
Yeah.
and I know with us, over the certain age, or even if you're not and you still like maybe have some things going on with cognitive issues or
Mhm.
anything like that. Like, so what hormonal changes are happening that impacts that versus, somebody who's just going through because maybe they had head trauma or something like that?
Hmm. Hmm. So cognitive issues can come from medications that you have taken and
Hmm.
maybe are taken.
Hmm.
It's no secret that statin drugs are not our best friend.
Hmm.
So that can cause you to have memory loss, forgetfulness,
Hmm.
and all those things, which we don't need any help as we go through menopause because you're losing some of the nutrients. So the body becomes less and less efficient because we're losing nutrients that we need to replace. And
Hmm.
when we don't replace them, then we start getting the brain fog. We start getting the forgetfulness and all those things like that. So it's
Hmm.
all about getting the right nutrients that the body needs because your body loses calcium, it loses vitamin D. All
Hmm.
these things we need to replace them. Like as a kid, we took our multivitamins. We didn't know why, but our mom said, "Take your vitamin."
Yeah.
We did because you're growing. But
Yeah.
it's almost like we're in the reverse on the other side. When you're aging, you lose while you're building. When you're younger, you're losing while you're older. We need
Hmm.
to go back and replace the vitamins that we were taking younger, but because we don't get them anymore, they're leaving us, and we need to replenish our system, and the body will work well. In fact, my it's not really my aunt, but my brother-in-law's sister, which is the kids call we call her Aunt Bernice. She just turned 100 years old, no
Wow.
medications, but she knows how it is to take care of her body. And it's like, it's fabulous. So I was like, I want to be an Aunt Bernice.
No, that's right. I would love to as well. So what are some when we're looking at our nutrients and our vitamins, what
Yeah.
is a good multivitamin for women that
Mhm.
helps to, do everything that we need to keep us optimum or to replace what we are losing?
Okay. So we said you need 90 essential nutrients,
Hmm.
and that sounds like a lot, but we have a proprietary product that infuses everything 66 minerals, 16 vitamins, essential fatty acids, which is that's what I need to mention about the brain health. So we
Hmm.
need essential fatty acids for the brain and the heart because as we age, more women are having heart attacks when they go through menopause. And
Hmm.
that's an issue because of what we're eating and how we're treating our bodies. So essential fatty acids is very important for brain health. So
Yeah.
if you're not taking essential fatty acids, and they are not equal either, we have proprietary products, and I would love to work with anybody, talk to anybody about what they are, because, to be honest, I don't want you to go to Amazon to get them, because as a coach, as a coach, I want to help you with what you're taking and let you know what you should be taking. But
Mm.
essential fatty acids are very important, because a lot of them are rancid. And if you just open up, if you get something off the shelf at a health food store, essential fatty acids pretty much is fish oil, krill oil, like that. But if they got that smell, they're not good. They're already rancid. So we have a proprietary method where we vacuum seal, nitrogen seal our essential fatty acids, so that they're not rancid. So that when you get them, they're already solid. And when you take them, you don't get the burp of fish.
Mm.
Yuck. So that is one of the ones. And the multivitamin is infused with all the things that your body needs, and it's your body says thank you. When people take it, it's like, I can tell a difference, and they even sleep better. So it's
Hmm.
like you got a twofer.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Because definitely, I've always heard about the omegas, the fatty oil, the fatty fish oils and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And, as I try to ensure that my body is optimum or
Yeah.
efficient, I have this thing where it's just like, and I know I'm not the only one. I don't like using that three-letter word OLD in my life. So I will, always say I'm maturing in
You
life and things like that. So I am of a mature age, believe it or not.
hmm
And so it's like I'm very abreast or try to be because I want to make sure that I can do the things like exercise and, incorporating better nutritious habits, even my like
Yes.
cheat days and, and like all these things because I really want to, I firmly believe that there are ways that you can minimize the impact,
Yes.
but you have to do that lifestyle work in order to do that. And
Abs-
so that's me. So I do try to like really hone in and listen to and learn what I can. And ladies out there who are, or somebody said seasoned, just sprinkle a little season, yes.
That's right.
And I know a lot of ladies out there because we're in business. And when we start seeing certain impacts, whether we have good days, bad days, or, some people might say, oh, okay, I'm in that summer phase of my life. How can you still be effective in business? What happens if you're in a meeting and your
Hmm.
summer hits? Or, you
Yeah.
know, or you can still learn how to balance that out where
Yeah.
you're not having so many impacts of the
Yeah.
summers or like we talk about brain fog. Like for me, in addition to, and honestly, I can't say that I've hit any of those, anything.
Yes.
Um, if it is, nothing is prevalent to be like, oh, okay, that might be it.
Yeah.
So I haven't really like transitioned into that just yet, as far as I know. But I, if it is something I know on top of me, I have had brain trauma.
Hmm.
So I'm post concussion. So I had to go through that healing process, which I'm still going through. And
Hmm.
sometimes I do have the impact. So I know with my cognitive, even though thank God it's not where it used to be,
Yeah.
my cognitive is in a certain it's still healing and I can
Hmm.
tell the differences. But I also know that I'm in that part of life that maybe some of that cognitive or the brain fog could be a combination.
Hmm.
And so that's why when, this topic is important because I know with me, I'm a speaker, I'm a business strategist, I'm this and this and whatever. And I know so many other women are in great, powerful positions as well in what you do. So this is a part of our wellness and how we need to really navigate ourselves, keep
Absolutely.
ourselves well.
Yeah.
And so what are some, I know we kind of threw out some tips here and there, but
Yeah.
what are some other tips that women can do to help themselves balance out their years of during their years of transitioning?
Yeah, it's my little logo, healthy journey for wellness. I got five fingers there: spiritually, socially, physically, financially, mentally. All
Mm,
of them you need as you age. your spiritually, of course, you need to know and be connected to, I say, the true and living God. Okay. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have physical. You need to exercise, because who do you know, how many people do you know that don't move, don't do anything but watch TV, and don't not active, and they always complain about they're stiff and they got this hurting and this hurting, because you to move your body like the Tin Man. If you don't, give it some movement, it's gonna get creaky, it's gonna make noise, and then you start complaining, oh, I got Arthur and whatever. It's like, no, get out and start walking. It doesn't take a whole lot. They now have online these little exercise. You can do the chair exercises. You're moving. That's important. You need to lubricate your joints by some type of movement, and it doesn't take a whole lot to walk. Walk around the block, or if you got steps or whatever, get out, enjoy some fresh air. And then, what you're eating makes a whole lot of difference. We
Mm-hmm.
have to get away from a lot of the processed foods that we're eating. It's convenient, yep, but it's killing us little by little. You can't eat the things that we used to. Some people can't, and the people that can, that are not, I'm not gonna call y'all lazy, but you could do better. You can do a pre-prep, but right foods, there's a good food list and a bad food list. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
stay away from these fried foods and the things that have all these oils. They call them seed oils. They are not good for you, and that's one of the things that causes strokes. We're consuming this because it's comfort food and we're used to doing
Mm-hmm.
it, and grandma did it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to work anymore. It's just not working.
Wow. Okay, ladies. So that means that those cheat days, the cookies and
Make your own
all the
cookies.
good stuff. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I say that because, we are all in this thing together. We all have our different ways of managing. I know for me, I am not like that wine down person. Like, you have to have a glass of wine. Wine is not best. Red wine, definitely,
Make mine.
it's a little good for you. Not to indulge,
Right.
but I'm not that person. For me, on a busy day, a high level busy day, and I just need to just unwind. If I am not in the gym,
Mhm.
because I go to the gym almost. I live in the gym. I'm a
Good for
gym.
you.
I am that
Your gym rat.
because I like to eat. You
Yeah.
know, no, we're not gonna get it twisted. I
Yeah.
gotta balance my life out. But I am in there a lot more because I know that I am. I don't know when everything will just hit.
Hmm.
And so, but for me, I am that person that I love a good chocolate chip cookie. That
Hmm.
is my wine. That is my
Ah,
glass of wine. You know.
yes.
So I
Hmm.
try to, minimize my sweet tooth.
Sure.
Um, but then also I do know, and I'm going to transition to this before we even close out. I also know that I've had nodules, thyroid,
Mhm.
nodes or whatever. So for me, and I'm quite sure a lot of other women, like, we have these different things that impact our body. I know that we're talking about, perimenopause, menopause type of impacts, but the thyroid is another thing that impacts our hormones in a way that those
Absolutely.
things off too. And I know, like, if anybody have that overactive or underactive type of situation, then you want to look at, like, how are you managing everything else as well, like Sarita is talking about, like, especially rest, and you're getting your sleep patterns in order, and exercise and your nutrition.
Mhm.
Because even if you haven't gone into that state, or you may have like a thyroid situation going on, and you're running business, sometimes we can kind of like get so in ourselves, like, what's going on, or we think it's a health threat, that we may not be focused in business,
Yeah, very
and
well.
so, yeah, so that's for me. I When I got that, when I saw that I had it, and they did the testing or whatever, but for me, I did feel like the extra pounds was coming on. And I was just like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I've been able to stay a certain weight for a long time. So I knew something was off,
Yeah.
especially if I'm going to the gym like 3 or 4 or 5 times a week sometimes.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, but I got it back together. So
Hmm.
it does mean that you have to do a little extra work, but how you do it and incorporate it into your daily life, and how
Absolutely.
manage life and everything. How just give this like last point. How should somebody really create those healthy habits
Hmm.
and maintaining every hormone throw off there could be, whether it's thyroid related, medical, or you know, menopause.
Yeah.
What are some great tips to close us out with?
Okay, let me go back to something you said and I'll tie it all in. What we're eating and what we're doing, because you can exercise and still not get there, because people exercise and still don't lose the weight. It's like, how come I can't?
Hmm.
It's really about um, getting the proper nutrients, because your body's asking you, craving. It's like, I need this nutrient, but you're not getting it because you don't know. So what we do is a health evaluation to find
Hmm.
out where you're nutrient deficient, so that you don't have to go on medications. You can do everything pretty much, I say pretty much loosely, with natural supplements. You just have to know which ones to take. So with the evaluation, we find out, okay, what's missing in Sasha's body? What is her body telling her that she needs, that she doesn't know she needs? So we do
Hmm.
that. And with the evaluation, we find out, and then we set up a program for you, minimum 90 days, because it takes that long for your body to acclimate. It's like, oh, you can tell the difference. And so with that, I challenge everybody to just, like, have a health evaluation, and then we can say what's missing. So if you have thyroid issues, or not losing belly weight, belly fat, and
Hmm.
not having good cognitive
It's still
cognitive,
early.
yes, functions, any of that, joint movements and things like that, we can help you. And
Mm.
as a health coach, that's what we look at the whole person, and we help you. And if it's a mindset thing, it's like, yes, you can do this. Yeah, girl, you can do that, because as a businesswoman, you want to be at the top of your game. You want to be ready, on the go all the time, and you don't want something slowing down, end up in the ER, as they say, oh, ma'am, you're dehydrated. Well, I drink water, but that's not enough. You need more. The body's like, I
Yeah.
need something else to get my full self ready. So
Right.
I would suggest that, yeah, we do
Awesome. Awesome.
that.
Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed this conversation today, and I know the ladies have, because I know they've been throwing some things in the chat. It's like, who is it, Dr. Lisa? Saying this is a very important discussion, which it is, and I feel like it's not really tied into women entrepreneurs as much, but we're women,
Yeah.
and we need to know like how to keep our bodies efficient and optimum for the things that we're doing when we're serving others, and
Yes.
and having stiff joints,
Yeah.
you may not want to get out of bed.
We wear many hats, and we need to be, and we multitask all the time. And it's like, you want to get up and go like you always used to, then you got to
Yeah,
do some changes so you can continue to do that.
right, exactly. And then my last point. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I got people waiting. My last point. I'm gonna have to give you my podcast. So
Okay.
and everybody, y'all gonna have to come visit the podcast and see. So, but even with that, it's just like we have to make sure that none of these things are just bogging us down, because it
Right.
can create a bad day. you
Yes.
know and we want to make sure that we're minimizing that as much as possible, so we can always show up. What we've been talking about this entire time is, we're dealing with the mind, we're dealing with the body now, but it all works together. And we don't want our bodies to get us in a place to make us feel depressed, or in a sense where we just don't want to show up for others. And the more that we have our plans for our business, and we're a big part of it, especially as solopreneurs, we
Hmm.
don't show up, then something gets missed.
That's true.
So it's really good to make sure that we're giving ourselves the optimal attention that we need, but then also, of course, put that attention in your business and get the teams and automations and everything there is to help minimize that impact. But I just wanted to make sure that I brought this topic to our summit today, and
Thank
thank you so
you.
much, Sarita, for being here with us. And I put
Thank you for having me.
your link in the chat, so in that way they can connect with you with the what you're offering.
Yes, awesome. That'll be great. Thank you so much, Sasha, for having me. I appreciate it. I love this topic, so we can talk more.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.